Hello and welcome. This is Amanda the Nerdy Krafter, and I am here with Make It Simple Monday. This is a project that Miss Debbie has inspired us to start some new things, to break out of our shell, to live on the wild side, and pull out some of those supplies that we have kept in our craft room, but just have not been using. So that is the goal for this project, to inspire you to pull out what you have and to use it. So this challenge is going to be posted in the Art Impressions way. It will also qualify you for one of the Art Impression challenges on their blog this month. They do have one. There's a bi-weekly one, goodness gracious, and also a monthly one. And so for the first month, for January, it's use what you have. So there is no requirements on it. The first couple weeks, the bi-weekly challenge for Art Impressions was buttons for the first couple weeks. So you could take this and add some buttons to it. But for the monthly challenge, it is just use what you have in your stash of Art Impressions products. So check out the blog and you can kind of incorporate, do a 2-for-1, post some great projects on the Art Impressions way site, but also enter yourself into the challenge. You never know what you could win. So I challenge you to do that also. So come join us, post something quick, fast, and simple. But remember, you can also join in with some of the blog challenges and maybe get a gift card from Art Impressions for your creation. So these are the colors that I pulled out to use to start with. I may add more. I might take some away. We'll kind of see. This is the first time I'm doing this project, so I have not done it in advance. There's not a dry run that was done, so you are seeing this as I'm seeing this, and we are playing and having fun. So the challenge that Debbie gave to me was for our Make It Simple Monday for January was to pull out our watercolor small container sets. So I've used multiples of the containers in this. I've done this one, this one, this one, and I'm going to use this larger pot next. I was torn between this one or this one, but I figured because this is such a big succulent here that I wanted to go with a little bit larger one, but I do love that one. I did not get to that one this month, so I may pull this set back out later and do it. She also said bring in a foliage and a flower. So for my flower, I pulled in my desert succulent set. I love this set. It really speaks to me. I live in Arizona, so I love bringing in succulents and cacti and all that fun stuff. And for the pot, these are the pots that are used in the example here. I think I'm going to try this chevron one. So I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and do this. I generally do kind of more simple and easy, but this one's kind of speaking to me, so I may go ahead and give this a shot. Remember, it's only paper. If it doesn't work, we can change it up. I generally also, so the extra kits that I'm bringing in is my Bible foliage set. Love this set for my grass. I do have some additional flowers in the Bible flower set, so if I need to bring those in, I can bring those ones in also. So those are the sets that I'm using today, and we are going to get started. So the size of my card, and I say card with air quotes, is I'm doing baseball size little vignettes. And these are 2.5 by 3.5. They're called artist trading cards or baseball card size. And I like this size because it's very small. It's not as intimidating. I can place this onto a card. So this is like a normal card front. So it does go on beautifully as an accent that I can put some pattern paper behind and make it highlight it. But it's not as overwhelming as this big sheet of paper and having to fill it in, especially with these smaller images. So I tend to, very often when I'm teaching a class, bring in something in this size. Like I said, it's a lot less intimidating. It's not as overwhelming. So that's my rationale. That's my thought, and I'm sticking to it. So I'm going to start off with, I'm going to do a gray pot. So it's a combination of our 969 and the 565. I'm brushing on the brown first. I'm going to tap that off and do a 1.5 tap. Then I'm going to bring in my 565. I'm just making sure I'm covering the pot. I'm going on the edge of my brush, not the tip of my brush nib here. I'm going to tap that off on the back also because that's my darkest color. I am team eyeball, but for all you here, I am going to, because I know I have some beautiful OCD ladies in our group here, and gentlemen, don't forget our beautiful gentleman. So I'm lining it up here with my dark line. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball. I'm still eyeballing it. And I'm just pressing that down to the paper and just giving it a second. I'm not pressing very hard. I'm just giving it a light little rub. Let that sink into the paper, and we're good there. For adding my cacti in, I'm going to mask this off. That is using our Post-it note tape. You can use regular Post-it notes. This is fabulous. I think Art Impression still sells it. If not, Amazon has it. I will try to link that on my blog post, so you can find that also if it's on Amazon or Art Impressions. I like to mix some of my colors on my stamp, so I'm going to bring in my 177 and my 249. Another company that I've done a lot of work with is Local King Rubber Stamp, and she mixes colors on her stamps all of the time. So she has kind of broken me of that, oh, I can only do one color on my stamps. So I'm so grateful for Lisa for doing that. Bringing in that stamp positioner. Now, if I was not, quote, teaching a class, which I consider this being online with you all and teaching and educating, I generally don't bring my stamp positioner. I kind of just wing it. But this image does go over the top of the pot, so those are kind of my times when I may, even though I have it masked, do as I say, not as I do. That's what I recommend. I did bring in some of my Worlds Based tape that I have. This is great tape for die cutting, and this is a Spellbinders tape. I absolutely love this. I did bring some of this in because I keep losing my positioner, and so I brought that in to hopefully help it to stand out, and I won't lose it on my desktop anymore, but, you know, maybe, you never know. All right, for this pot, I said I wanted to do more of, it's a white pot with a chevron on it, but nothing in nature is truly white. It's kind of a grayish, so that's why I use my gray base. So I'm going to pull out some of that gray to start with. Just flicking that out from the sides, just barely touching those lines. I'm doing each of the sections separately. If you've noticed as I'm watercoloring, I don't go and do everything, you know, even these little lines, I kind of take each of those sections separate. So I'm doing gray, not brown. So one little square to 4 squares builds me my gray. Build those together. And I love how Kim and Kendra and Bonnie all do things just a little bit different in their watercoloring. We each have our own style. I learned primarily under Bonnie and Kendra before Kim came back into the States, and so grateful. I love her teaching. She's a gorgeous, beautiful teacher. So I've learned so much from each of those ladies, and I can so blessed. All right, so for my chevron, I'm going to give that to a second to dry, but I'm going to use the 346 for the chevron piece. Now, this does dry super quick, so I can go over it right now because we use such a little bit of water on it. So as I'm bringing the color in, okay, so I'm just going to do like a little triangle here, and another one here, and another one here. Cute! And it looks like she did another little zigzag here. Picking those up a little bit more. Oh my goodness, so cute. My first time doing a chevron zigzag. All right, now for the heart, what we do for the heart is tap down and tap down. So let me go to the back side of my paper so I can show you. It's a tap and then a tap. So that's how we build the heart. So I'm just doing a tap and a tap. That builds my heart, and then she had a little dot on each side. So there are times when I bring the pen directly to the project, and that's what we did. So for my cactus, combination of 177, 249, and then I always like to bring in just a little bit of the yellow, so the 993 when I'm working with cacti, because just depending on the weather in Arizona, a lot of times we'll have some browns and some yellows built into our flowers because, you know, we don't always get the rain. Although this year we've had some beautiful rain. It has been so fabulous. Unfortunately, there are some areas where we got some major flooding. That just breaks my heart. But for living in a desert, I love when we get rain. So funny stat I learned years ago was on a radio station as I was driving into work, and I did fact check it recently. At the time, we're talking maybe 15 years ago, they had said Arizona had the largest boat per capita in the United States. So we are a desert. And people are like, what? Why do you have so many boats? We have tons of lakes. We are really close to California, so you can have sailboats and go out into the ocean, but we have tons of natural and man-made lakes in Arizona. And you can, because of our gorgeous weather, you can boat year-round. We have paddle boards, paddle boats, just a little bit of everything. So fun fact, like I said, I did fact check it recently because I'm like, is this still true as I'm telling all these people? Because I think it's just a fun fact that stuck in my head and I can't get rid of. And we are still, our population's grown, so that's kind of knocked us out of the first. But year over year, we generally range between third and fourth for the largest boat per capita in the United States. So you think about like Michigan and California and those Great Lakes and places where you would expect to see lots of boats versus Arizona. Just strange little things. We also have almost every season. So Arizona, we have prairies, kind of like Little House on the Prairie areas. We have rolling mountains or hills. They're not really mountains comparatively to what other people have in their states. They're little hills or mounds. We have snow up north in Flagstaff. So it's quite a diverse area, and people are so surprised when they come to visit Sedona. Oh my goodness. Absolutely love the Red Rocks in Sedona. It is one of my favorite places to go when I just need some rest and relaxation. And that's actually, so fun little tidbit, when I was first starting to watercolor, I needed to really, I'd been buying art impressions for years and not using it. I'm sure nobody can relate to that. I went to a scrapbook expo and I watched Bonnie and fell in love with the product. And so I'm like, I just started buying stuff, but I was so intimidated. And I'm like, I need to force myself to learn this. So I rented myself a room in Sedona for a weekend. And I went up there with my laptop and all of my art impressions stamps that I had at the time, which was just a handful. And I watercolored. I watched video after video after video and watercolored all weekend long. And that was kind of my intro into, you know, oh my goodness, I can do this. And I started off, like many of you, kind of mimicking exactly what I saw. I didn't feel like I could step out and do things on my own. I had to do something that somebody else had already created first. But now fast forward, so that was, goodness, probably 2019, 2020. I started teaching watercolor classes in 2021. I've been teaching ever since. I do in-person classes here in Arizona. And it's just fun. It just gets you outside of your comfort zone. I may look into doing maybe some online classes. This next year, I'm kind of trying to figure out what I want to do this next year. I've been hosting craft retreats and teaching different types of classes, whether they be at my yoga retreat, like I had mentioned, I do some of my yoga retreats. But yeah, just something different. I'm ready for a change, breaking out of the same old, and really exploring this amazing, amazing art form. And Art Impressions is one of the companies that I go back to time and time again. because they are quick, fast, simple. I work full time. I'm doing yoga teacher training. I help out with my yoga teacher in my camps. I teach. Like, I just have so many things. I was hosting craft retreats the past few years. So it's just a lot. And to find the time for this relaxation, to come in and spend 10 or 15 minutes on a quick little project sometimes seems so far away, not achievable. I just can't do it. But I'm here to tell you, you can. Take 15 minutes. Join us in this Make It Simple Monday. Pull out those stamps you have. Reach into that supply. Use what you have. Give new life to these amazing, amazing products. All right. So here is my week 4. Is that 4? Yes, 4. I don't even know what week I'm on. This year is already flying by so quickly. They say when you're younger, the year goes by super slow, and they say it's because you don't have a concept of time at that point. So when you're 5 years old and you're on summer break, and you're like, oh, summer break is so long, and then as an adult, summer break, and you're like, oh my gosh, that was gone in a blink of an eye, is because we have a longer reflection of time as we get older. So I completely understand that. Next month, I will be turning, in February, I'll be turning 48. Oh my goodness, hard to say. And my goal is to retire. I work in government, so I've been blessed to be in government for a number of years. And I'm hoping to retire in 5 years, cross our fingers. So that is my goal. And then maybe spend more time doing my crafting. Getting out here, having fun, and doing all of these amazing projects that bring me so much joy. So again, my name's Amanda, the Nerdy Krafter. This is a challenge that Miss Debbie has put out. It's called Make It Simple Monday, and we challenge you to grab your supplies and make something simple. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon.